Welcome, I'm Jim Abraham. I lead our product marketing group at Turnstone, and this is our showroom. Our showroom really is about introducing Bivi this year, B-I-V-I, brand new product line. Bivi is based on a lot of small company insights that we saw. Some of the themes that we heard and saw when we did research are displayed on the wall here. And when you think of a small company, don't think of a 150-person company, think of a 10-person company. We went to small companies because we wanted to find something new. We wanted to find rich territory for insights. And we thought, you know, if you go to, think about the difference between a 1,000-person company or a 2,000-person company or a 500-person company, you don't necessarily see a lot of differences, but when you go to something extreme like a 10-person company, all of a sudden you see different behavior. So this is what it represents. And what we heard and saw were people cared about three things. They care about technology, they care about what they care about, and what they care about is very personal. Sometimes it's bikes, sometimes it's boards, sometimes it's plants, dogs. They care about something personal, and then they care about doing meaningful work. And if you can help them with one of those three things, it's a great story. So Bivi kind of exemplifies that. So if you look at this station right here, when you walk in, you'll notice a couple of things. First, you can see it has this arch with a monitor on it, a flat screen monitor. So yes, it does work-related items because those are necessary. But on the back of it, it has a rack with a skateboard and a planter underneath it that also hangs on the rack. And it's this idea of blending what they personally care about versus what they have to do work-wise, and then let them express it because it really becomes part of their identity at work. Now let's go over here. The other thing that we heard and saw, well, first off, we saw a lot of dogs in the office. But we saw things like bikes. And it may be a method of actually traveling back and forth to get to work, but it might be just something that you really care about and you want to keep it. Do you need a bike at your workstation in order to do your job? No, but if you want it and you can bring it in, you know, it's nice to have. The other thing is, we all see people working a lot of different ways, not always at their desk. So Bivi actually allows you to not only put these arches on and put bikes and boards and things, but I can take a work surface out and actually put what we call a rumble seat in. So this is part of Bivi, it's the rumble seat. Or I can take this same rumble seat out of the workstation and put a leg kit on it. So it's freestanding. So I'm not like, if I have to build another workstation, I don't have to throw my rumble seat away. Or I can take this and put a hoodie on it, which is over here, and create this little private enclave. The other thing that we saw was small companies do not like to invest in their infrastructure, mainly because a lot of them are leasing the space. I mean, think about the very first apartment you ever rented. Did you remodel the kitchen? Probably not. But you invested in things that you could take with you. So most people will spend more money on a chair because it's really easy to bring with them. Well, Bivi is made so that it's this really simple frame, and it doesn't matter if you're going to be in a space for 6 months or 2 years, you can take it with you. We found that if you can take it with you, there's a higher value placed on it because it's something that's not a sunk cost. So, walk this way. You ever look in people's drawers, like we do when we do research, you won't find papers in a lot of them. What you find is things like bananas and shoes and, you know, sodas and things. So Bivi has a full work surface depth. It's a 30 by 60. You know, for a lot of people still use big monitors, but what we also see is a lot of laptops, people working just on iPads. So instead of a personal drawer, we have this option of it's a split work surface with what we call a back pocket. And think of the back pocket as where you put your personal items. You know, it's a little deeper than a drawer. It doesn't restrict your knee space or anything, and it slides back and forth, and you can cover it up. So this is Bivi. If you look at both sides of me, so one side is a desk. It's the same frame. You know, you have the frame and structure. You have two work surfaces on here. You turn around to the other side, exact same frame, you know, centerpiece, but we threw 2 rumble seats in there. And again, you can take these out, so you can make it a desk, you can make it a lounge area. You can put boards on, like you see, you know, some snowboards mounted on here, planters. It's a really simple system that allows, it's a T-slot. So these little hooks, whether they be hooks or storage items like you have here, or board racks or bike racks or planters, it all uses that same T-slot. So it's very easy for somebody to kind of customize it for exactly what they want. Let me show you how this goes together. So out there I talked about the importance of portability, you know, how portable it is. You know, can I move it? Can I take it with me? Because they place a higher value on that. So when somebody gets Bivi, it comes in a couple of really simple boxes. And obviously if they're at a point, I think it's 5. Like you hit a threshold of 5 and then it'll become palletized. But if a person is buying it and they're going to move from place to place, this helps explain how simple it is. So this is the frame box. So you can see here you have a couple of legs, you have a trough, and you have a couple cantilevers. That comes in one box. And then whatever you put in it, if it be a full work surface or one of the split ones with the back pocket, would come in a separate box. You always have a frame, and then whatever you put in the frame. And from a move it around standpoint, all somebody has to know how to operate is one of these, which is a thumb screw, and one of these guys that comes in the package. So these guys right here, there's 2 of them, one on each corner of the work surface, and it just ties it down. I'm going to pull this out and show you how it goes together. Really simple. So underneath here you see a T-nut that this goes into, and it just threads up through this hole in the cantilever right into the T-nut, one on each side. We tried to eliminate as many fasteners as possible. So these guys hook into that same T-slot, that little hook out there that I put in and out. It just hooks right in here. And then I slide the work surface in, and I put these two little thumb screws on. Now if I wanted to continue this on, you know, you just really put it in here. And now I put another leg, a trough, and I could keep going out. So you could make this, you know, as short or as long, literally, as you want it to be. The power runs right down the center of the channel, along with the cables and wires if there are those. And then this guy right here comes for one reason, and that's to adjust this center beam. So I took the work surface off from one end, right? If I loosen this up, it just screws up, and this is in that same T-slot right here. This just clamps it together so it doesn't slide around. But this whole beam slides, so I can make this a single workstation, 30 by 60, or I put this beam right in the middle, and I put work surfaces on both sides, and it becomes, you know, a face-to-face 2-pack. So it can be a single, a double. I could face one this way and then add another one. So you have people like a yin-yang thing, where one person's facing this way and one person's facing the next. And then all of a sudden I could do a 2-pack. It really allows you to customize it however you want. Or I could take a work surface out and put a bigger bracket in here, and then you drop the rumble seat in. Very simple and not a lot of parts. It's always a 30 by 60. So the one thing that we did to try to make it simple to understand, simple to not make a mistake ordering, and then simple to add over time, is this envelope size of 30 by 60. So it's always that same size. So there aren't different size work surfaces that you might, like order the wrong work surface, or it's the wrong depth, or the rumble seat doesn't fit because it's 2 inches wider. It's always 30 by 60. So try to make it really, really simple. So that's Bivi in a nutshell.